Human beings are a very complex reality. In fact, we're almost a paradox because on the one hand, we have great nobility as imagers of God, having been created in the divine image. Yet at the same time, we're fallen. We are sinful creatures. And if you want a picture of what that looks like, go to Romans 3, verses 9 through 20, and we learn that in our fallenness, there's none who does right, no, not one. There's none who seeks after God. You go back to Romans 1, 18 through 32, and you have a horrific picture of a world in rebellion against God. And so what we have to understand is even though we are these wonderful, noble, gifted creatures made in the image of God, because of sin and depravity, we're capable of the most horrific things. Think, in course, in recent history of the Holocaust, where power is corrupted on a massive scale, and millions and millions and millions of imagers of God are stamped out and considered virtually worthless and useless. And so we have to recognize that on the one hand, there is this great nobility as imagers of God. At the same time, depravity in one sense has no depth to which it cannot go if it's disconnected from an understanding of who we are in relationship to God, and the value that each person should be deemed worthy because of that.
In Genesis 1, God describes human beings being made in his image and in his likeness. And one of the clues we get as to what this means comes in Genesis 5, when Adam has a son who is described as being in his image and in his likeness. So I'm pregnant right now with my third child. And as I look at my children, I see great continuity. I see their genetics. I see character traits that have come from me to them and ways that they are socially like me. I also see ways that they're very unlike me because they are different humans with different personalities. And I recognize that one day my children could grow up and they could turn away from everything I believe in and stand for. I think this gives us some insight into the relationship between us being made in the image of God and us being, all of us being capable of extraordinary depravity. Our imageness of God is deeply baked into our DNA. There is no part of me that does not bear God's image. And at the same time, my capacity for sin is like a cancer. And it's not just like a tumor which you could amputate. So say, extract my anger or my envy or my lust or my pride, and the rest of me is fine. It's like a cancer that is metastasized throughout my whole body. So at this point, I don't just need an operation or an amputation, I need a radical cure. And I don't just need a life coach, I need a redeemer.